Welcome back to Child of Light. So yeah, now we're going to the Plains of Rambert.
Loading.
And it's
Yeah, no, the loading screens are fine in this game, Joe.
narration.
Aurora marched through gloomy
Mark, she flew.
down to a dusty plain, searching high and
Semantic.
low for the sun and moon, despairing as she came. But just when she was certain her quest was hopeless, she was done. The path twisted to reveal. No, not the sun.
Unexpected reunion.
We have only begun.
Alright. Chapter 5, An Unexpected Reunion. Oh, Igniculus, fly on by. The lowest of the low I do not spy.
Oh, Aurora, I would sigh, because I can't see the highest of high.
Alright, let's go then. Oh,
What's this stuff beside the path? The circus! It shimmied through here!
oh boy. Maybe her brother is somewhere around
Once
here?
we find the tent, my vocals all let loose.
Oh no, she's gonna sing a song.
No, please.
Beginning of a brilliant performance job.
Don't you mean... Go ahead, Yuri.
She's bird.
Oh, I am certain you mean career.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we cannot, because Rebella refuses to rhyme.
There was that one and that second time. Although
Alright.
one of those times was completely by accident.
Waterfall.
Yay. Yeah, waterfalls in this game are essentially kind of like roadblocks. If you tap into one, if Aurora is flying, it drags her down all the way. So you need like to dash through them.
Of course.
Potent. We got 2 potent healing, aka 2 high
There we
potion.
go.
Those who might want them more easy to understand. Ooh, look at
You
that.
come here often.
Apparently, yeah.
Well,
we'll
don't
ignore
mind
it for
us.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to totally battle you.
Fuck
Another
you.
time.
Fuck you. I can fly.
Bypassing enemies has never been fun.
And bum rush.
Surprise.
In this particular, not dungeon, but this particular area, the enemies are almost all weak to fire, if I recall.
Yeah, for the most part. It's kind of like in the forest. The 2 primary elements you'll be using in this game in terms of exploiting weaknesses are light, fire, and lightning, pretty much.
Yeah, water is used relatively rarely because fire monsters are more exceptions.
Yeah, there are fire monsters in this game, but they're not exactly common. In fact, most of them are optional bosses and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Defend. Ha, sucks for you, I'm defending.
There we go.
And I countered as well.
Yeah, I think I mentioned already, but Aurora is the only character with a counter-attack ability that she can learn as she levels up.
Yes.
Guess
And it
I'm-
even has like a 25% chance, so it's not like she's gonna use it all the time.
Alright. Tumble all.
Acrobatics!
Yes,
I
we'll
guess,
we'll defeat you with the power of circus acrobatics.
Well, yeah, tumbling is a form of acrobatics, Tio.
Well, yeah, but
it
I
is
just don't
actually, yeah.
understand how. I don't understand how he manages to eat everyone. With a sword, it makes sense because you're thinking of more ample.
It's a video game.
swing.
In a dream I can see you are not far away.
Yeah.
The same a lot of characters manages to use double jump by just simply hopping in the air.
Maybe she's a dream jester like knights.
Not just that, too, but like you yourself already kind of implied, this game can kind of be interpreted in a way that the whole thing is kind of a fever dream of Aurora anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, remember, she was poisoned.
Don't you see, Teo? Squall died at the end of this one.
Oh, can we not?
Well,
When I start recording that game, trust me, we're gonna have to address that.
not
It's-
to worry about Joe, if you don't remember I forgot about Kitase. Practically, they confirmed that full and through, so you don't have to mind about it.
Yeah, we're just gonna joke about it, about how it was a rumor for a long
Yeah.
time, but yeah, we'll also acknowledge that, yes, at the very least, yeah.
It's a bit of a testament just to show how shitty the plot is, but the fans are willing to make excuses just to,
try to make it sense. Try to make it
positive.
make sense.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VIII is technically, you know, the least bad of the bad Final Fantasy games. But I'll be quite honest, the
what happened afterwards, and for the time being, you have to remember, Jova.
I know. I was just about to say though. I mean, I know that there are technically worse Final Fantasy games, but I'll be quite honest. The way Final Fantasy VIII ends, that kind of ticks me off even a bit more than...
It's like they couldn't come up with an actual ending for the game.
As I mentioned in Nier, it also commits the sin of essentially being the only Final Fantasy game where I will dare say that it ends in an insulting way by being, you know, completely positive.
Yeah, even 13 at the very least had a...
Hold on, important stuff.
Yeah,
because it's trying to be a new character. And this one is...
We're talking about it. Yeah.
This is per dimensional as well.
Alright, Jova, you can be this girl.
Got it.
My eyes deceive me. Igniculous. Is it her, even though you don't know her? Keep in mind, I was pacing this for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, it is her. My sweet Norah, my middle sister.
Which has never been mentioned so far.
Yeah, what the hell, sis?
Sorry, I went on an adventure. So
no joking. In my first run, when I bumped into her, I say, "Oh, I'm supposed to know her."
How can this be? Tucked in your bed, cheeks of ash, still as lead. I saw you.
Yeah, funny story.
It is a miracle.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Charming.
Mother and her duke tears of joy will shed.
Yeah, about that. See...
Depends on it's a matter of perspective, really.
How long have you been here? How is father?
So is she like her stepsister, and she's daughter of the evil queen?
Middle sister.
Well,
As in not stepsister. Not stepsister. Actual sister.
Okay, middle sister. So what? She has other siblings?
One more, yes.
Yeah.
I'm guessing she's older?
Yeah, she is older.
Yeah, as you can see.
Aurora is the youngest one. Yeah.
And yet somehow she's the one who's heir to the throne? Huh. That's a bit maverick.
I'm guessing the king... You see, Jova, the king likes one more than his other children. And admitting that somehow makes him a good parent.
Not just that, Jova. We're talking about Austria by the end of the 19th century. If you know a bit of history, you know that place was incredibly fucked up by the time.
Hey, Jova, maybe the king would actually be the father from the first Sharknado movie. I came for you first. Remember that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Anyway.
But yeah, Norah is explaining that she went up here. Well, as soon as she found Aurora, she essentially panicked. But then she found her way into a particular tower.
And carried helpless from a mirror inside.
So yeah, folks.
Magic mirror, maybe.
We're also dragging Alice through the looking glass into this.
Well, it's a fairy tale, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna drop.
No, I know, but we're already cramming a lot of things. Sorry.
So Aurora was put here by an evil spell. Norah is in here because she stumbled into a mirror. What's next? Is her oldest sister gonna be here because she ate a poison apple?
But
Surprisingly, no. But yeah, that would have been interesting.
It also brings a good point, Jova, in a sense that apparently there are more ways actually to enter this realm. In a sense that. The real world and this one seem to be more connected.
Here's just hoping Norah will be able to escape alongside Aurora.
Don't worry, Jova. We'll be able to actually see that mirror she spoke of by ourselves anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we will. Here's just hoping Norah will be able to get out fine after assuming Aurora herself will survive. Nothing would make me merrier.
Yay.
The way lies up a mountain high.
The hills are alive. We face many a barrier.
Barrier!
Uh.
What's wrong, Pedro? You seem to love saying that a lot in Mighty Number 9.
I used that joke and now it's dead, okay?
As family, we overcome together.
We're family. We're family.
Any obstacle, now and forever.
Because together we can
overcome all the odds. It's never as hard as it seems. Everyone can do something special. The secret is sharing our dreams.
Are you quite finished?
No, Shiri, let them go. Maybe if we just let them go, we're gonna go mad themselves and just leave.
So let me get this straight, Pedro. One quote from Mighty Number 9 puts you off the deep end.
Whatever.
But,
Well,
anyway.
at least you can thank that game for the creation of Mega Man 11.
Oh, that reminds me. We have a trailer to commentate on that. Thanks for reminding me, Shiroi.
Anyway, another thing. Well, Pedro, maybe you can mention as well.
Well, actually,
but,
let me just first ask something.
yeah,
Oh dear.
Hi, Mena.
Don't worry.
So, Shiroi, have you,
do you need a recap?
No, I don't need a recap.
Oh, so you saw
But yeah,
Norah.
essentially, at least for me, I don't know if it's for Pedro. Norah is broken, like a lot broken.
Really? How so?
Well, Teo, consider it.
Yeah, I know. But essentially, all her abilities, both she has a lot. For starters, she has a passive ability that's broken as fuck. Essentially, unlike the other characters, she's all about speed, both her, the allies, and the enemies. So essentially, her passive abilities is to start her turn like 20% ahead of everyone already. Every single time her turn begins. That already is broken. If it wasn't for that, she has abilities that are relatively quick compared to the magic of the rest of the team, that can either buff the allies by making them faster for a lot of turns, or debuffing the enemies by either slowing them or stopping them entirely for multiple turns.
And she
Essentially, you have a character with a fuck ton of mobility in a game, in an RPG where mobility is the key to everything. Do the math.
And it looks like she has light attacks.
But the only real problem I have with Norah is that most of her moves are just status-inducing spells.
Yeah, she doesn't have particular offensive capacity, but again, she's essentially a supportive role.
So does
quote
she have
the-
any attacks whatsoever?
The physical attacks, standard, both normal and hit all.
Is
Yeah,
she
if
good
I
in
remember-
those stats?
The only real problem Norah has, Jove, is that she doesn't have any good attack moves. She's
Ah,
basically the buff debuffer. Basically.
okay.
Teo, remind me, have I actually got around to showing you the Final Fantasy VII All About Random Battles Flash parody?
Is that the one where they can't pronounce the name of Sephiroth?
No. The one in black and white where they parody the random battles.
Oh, that one.
No, I don't think so.
The
I have
one-
to show. I have to show you then. You see, Jova. One of the things that I like about it, it will really apply to Norah here. Basically, when he gets to the point in the Flash parody where he's teaching magic spells. Okay, Cloud, go into your magic menu, and then he goes into the magic menu. What's this? You only have status-inducing magic spells. Why those suck? But
Oh, is that the
you're-
one where they say that no one uses Kate Seed and Yuffie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That's just kidding. How about Yuffie and Kate Sif? Just kidding, guys. No one likes you.
I love that video.
It's mostly because of the voice actor. The voice actor is so sarcastic and. So...
Alice loves imitating that voice. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, that's exactly why this short. That short is a short made by a Final Fantasy fan for Final Fantasy fans. So obviously would really appeal to people like me too and Alice.
He threw a rock at us. What,
Hit
were
it with a rock.
are you taking battle lessons from Killer Croc?
It was a big rock. Jesus, that leveling up.
Mm-hmm.
Also, her character stat growth is also pretty much in tune with the other characters. She just has these broken abilities. Okay.
What is this abysmal place?
What are you talking about?
The dark wilds of some evil elf land.
Oh my god, she's getting philosophical.
Isn't that me? Because didn't Pedro say that was space for me? Or like,
No.
no,
Nora.
no,
it's
no.
me.
There's space for you.
I know their names sound similar when you think about it.
Are you sure I don't need you to? I
Where
don't need to
did
recap
you
what happened
learn
while you were gone.
magic? And you as well have wings.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
that-
good. I just misremembering something you said.
Sure, go ahead.
The forest lady unveiled the stars to me.
Yeah, true.
That didn't rhyme.
Maybe just wait the final verse.
Hold on. There's one more verse.
I'm just pausing for dramatic effect.
I suppose, sis.
Quick, stare down, me and you.
Ah, you met her. Additionally, she gave me these magic rings.
There you go, Jova. Rings rhyming with wings, so we're still rhyming.
And additionally,
motherfucker.
technically rhymes with me.
Go ahead, Chiri.
All she did gift me, a tiny flute only.
Hey!
Hey,
that
I am
flute
the
will
oldest-
Save the fucking world many times, Aurora. Just trust me on that.
Besides, I'm the older sister, so obviously I get the better bling fling.
Yeah, you're still too young for rings. You're only like what, 7?
Well, that depends on the for rings, obviously. But if I recall correctly, at least in some countries like mine, girls receive earrings like at the age of 3 or so.
I am your eldest sister, after
So there you go,
all.
even she's saying.
Wait, hold on. I thought she was the.
I have opinions on that, but yeah, there are infants that do have piercings.
It is my role to guard you.
And of course a faux pas.
Oddly, this crown protects me from any fall.
Tell that to
Oh, it
Jack.
does much more than that, honey. But we'll get to
Oh wait, I thought she was her middle sister. She's her eldest sister, though.
Well, she is elder compared
El-
to her,
elder-
but it's me older.
well, actually, so do we actually ever explain which one is the older of the?
Pedro. Well, I will say
No,
no, for
say-
now, but
say
Oh wait,
this-
hold
come
on.
say
Never
this-
mind. Never mind.
Talking about this doesn't spoil anything.
Hold on.
no. But the point is, we know so very little about the other sisters.
Yeah, that's
to be
exactly
fair.
okay. Basically, Joe. But the point is, she does have 2 older sisters, but they never explain which of the 3 is the oldest one. We know which one that Aurora is the youngest one, but I don't know which one is the oldest. It might be whatever. The point is,
Well,
it doesn't
maybe-
matter. It doesn't really matter anyway.
Well, she
trust
called Norah her middle sister, so I guess we're to assume that Nora's the middle sister.
me. Yeah. So yeah, I'm like in that case. I guess it's just like Teo said. She's her elder sister compared to her. That's I guess what. Maybe the guy who wrote this game is an only child, so he doesn't know how it works. I don't know.
Oh, that's depressing in thought.
Well, depends, Jova. Some families have only one child for necessities, other for circumstances.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, not every family needs to have, puppy-like breeding properties.
Imagine that.
Alright, so we do need a slight puzzle. We do need an object. I wonder what it is. Oh, wait.
So is it intentional that Nora's name rhymes with Aurora?
Yes.
Maybe.
Jova, we need all the material for rhyming that we can get.
Yes.
I have to wonder, are the party essentially trying to follow Aurora while she's flying, or are they in her pocket while she's flying?
There are, once
Dimensional
again,
pocket.
we're resorting to the dimensional pocket trope, yes. Kind of like what happened in Sonic Adventure 2 when Sonic was running into the shuttle in the pyramid, and for some reason nobody else was in there.
Well, to be fair, it's hinted that they already went in there while he was holding off the egg golem.
Yeah,
I
sure.
guess.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you can basically assume that, yeah.
Shame, because, I could have made a joke about Rubella, a flying jester in the Dreamland, being a third night sequel.
Sorry,
Never
Jova.
ever, Jova.
Sorry, Jova, but Sega really wants to milk the Sonic cash cow, so Sonic Team is not allowed to make anything else.
It's
You're
not
gonna
even...
get more Sonic Forces DNFC and you're gonna write them.
It's not even just that. It's like they don't let them work on anything but Sonic these days.
Yeah, you know what's the sad part? Shun Nakamura, for those who don't, in case you don't know, too, Shun Nakamura, the director and writer of 06 and the producer of Forces, he's also the creator of Samba de Amigo. And he actually said that ever since he saw the Joy-Cons of the Switch, he thought, oh my god, this would be such a perfect console to revive that series, because the Joy-Cons work pretty much like the maracas would work. However, so it's just like back in 2010 when Izuka exclaimed his desire of making a Knights free, which of course never came to be. So I'm guessing this is yet again another cycle of Nakamura wanting to make something else for a change, but Sega won't let him.
Not just
And the
that.
cycle
They're
begins anew.
wasting potential.
Not just that, Nakamura, if I recall. Oh, sorry.
I couldn't understand this back in 2010 when Sonic Team was the only one making Sonic. Well, yeah, there was dimps, but
Yeah.
nobody
don't
liked.
talk about dimps.
Hey, we
don't
like dimps
No,
for
but
their
people,
actual.
people stopped liking them.
Well, see, here's the
people who
thing.
made-
Here's
the
the
thing
thing.
is that the people who made the Sonic Advance games and Rush games are not even there anymore, apparently. So.
Yeah. And then, of course, came Sonic 4 later down the road.
Anyway, I can understand this back in 2010 because Sonic 4 was being made basically to exploit money, not so much because they had a vision. But now that we have Christian and his team, just let them make Sonic games and let Sonic Team make something else.
Silly Pedro, that would imply that Sega Japan wants to give control of one of their major franchises to Americans.
Oh, trust me, Teo.
Yeah.
I have to trust me, Teo. There's a video about that I've already linked it to Jova. I don't know if you have seen it already, and I should show you at this point because the great demonstration about that company is basically
Can I see it too?
Yeah, a case of Jekyll and Hyde, except instead of 2, it's free.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was saying before is that, if I recall correctly, Nakamura also is the one who made, as a spiritual successor of San Amigo, Ream the Thief.
Which has a.
In
Go on.
2000, yeah, that's what I was saying. That game also ends with a cliffhanger, but hasn't been resolved because the marketing of the game was shit. The story, well, it's been written by the guy who wrote Sonic 06. What do you expect?
That's the thing, Tio. Rhythm Thief is actually praised for its story, believe it or not.
I like it for the most part, but the ending is borderline degenerate.
Well, yeah. I mean, okay. Everyone
Like,
is definitely gonna complain about that ending.
If you hated how Dr. Otrek handled its plot point, you're not gonna like it, Pedro. But my thing is, that game also ends with a cliffhanger that has never been resolved, and it's probably never gonna be resolved. So we have 2 games now, at least in this particular genre of case for Nakamura, that cannot continue because of Sega dickery.
Wait, hold on. What's
Well,
the first
question.
Well, somebody amigo.
one? Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
Samba
Sama de Amigo. I get that, but I mean, the last game of that didn't end on a cliffhanger, I think.
No,
I
I mean,
Some of them
one-
is not a
from
plot-driven franchise.
I mean,
just,
from one player to the other,
not just
from
that,
one
but
way or the other.
well, that's your question too. Does the villain in Rhythm Thief actually do anything aside from making vague threats? Does he actually have a character?
Sorta, but let's just say that the curveballs that they throw at you are very ridiculous. Like,
Because as I've made very clear in our playthrough, my big problem with the Doc in Latrak is that he's just there to be the villain. He doesn't really do anything.
It's a bit hard to.
It does something. You actually get to 2 sections that are essentially boss fights against him, but let's just say what they do with it, especially at the end, it's pretty annoying.
Not to mention Bidoc's death is so anticlimactic. It's
And
hilarious.
stupid.
I can
for his
assure you
character.
that it's not as stupid nor anywhere near as anticlimactic as Vidoc's death, but yeah, what they do with the villain in Rhythm Thief is weird, and I dare not even hit because, trust me, it's something you might not have ever seen done before with a villain. It's unique.
I didn't realize those games had villains.
What, Rhythm Thief?
Yeah.
Have you
Actually,
played-
yeah. Well, not just that. There is actually one of the villains who, during one of its section, actually uses what essentially is an homage to the Egg Emperor of Sonic Heroes.
Yep.
Indeed. It's just trust me, too. One of these days I have to show you that video. Basically, one of the big culprits of what happened back in the 90s was because Sega of Japan hated how Sega of America was the one that was primarily raking in the profits, whereas Sega of Japan...
How dare they? What
Yeah.
logic?
Japanese pride, too, sadly.
It's what also
Fortunately, it's not as
caused-
Well,
prevalent.
I know even Nintendo suffers from this.
Well,
from time to time.
Nintendo aren't as bad, but yeah, it is a problem. But with Sega of Japan, it was the cause of... To
Hold on,
sum
cutscene.
things up... Oh.
Oh,
Why? A talking fairy? As if a firefly, too.
true.
You are a feisty blue. Wait.
Ha, ha, ha. There you go. See, Joe, but they made him
blue
blue
fairy.
specifically for this rhyme.
Aurora,
Yes.
this bug is perfect for you.
You see, Jova, these crafty developers, they've made Nicholas Blue specifically for that rhyme. That's how crafty they are.
Actually, Pedro, I was wondering if it was referencing the blue fairy.
More like actually the will-o-wisp, which are that shade of color in
Yeah.
Gaelic folklore.
Yeah. Anyway, going back to what we were saying, basically, Teo, Sega of Japan's pride is what caused them to do the Sega Saturn the way it was, and we all know
Yeah.
how that went. And then, they were settling down a bit, but then Sega of America had the goal to do some good marketing with Sonic, marketing Heroes and getting it to sell as much as it did. And so then, Sega of Japan thought, okay, you know what, we're gonna reboot the series and show you how it should go properly. I think you all know what that game was.
Yeah.
And then, it happened again! With Sonic 06.
At the very least, now they've simmered down in that and allowed many to happen.
But remember, Pedro, then we had the little bit debacle of forces because they were jealous of Mania.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The mirror. I fear it is there.
She's referring to the monument in the background. There you
The
go.
temple
they
up
didn't even
in
point it
the
out.
air. The Sky Temple from Zelda?
Actually, that looks like Angel Island Sky
You
Sanctuary.
cannot fly that high.
Why not?
Yeah, that's
Because-
actually a good point. All right, the wind currents.
Because
Okay.
there's a ceiling, and when you go straight into the game ceiling, you can't go there. Sorry, you would need an infinite TV screen.
Or more like a scrolling screen. Maybe.
Sorry, but there's no auto scrolling in this game.
Perhaps there's a path through the sky.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You
Let
ready?
us ask someone nearby.
Yes.
Oh, there will
Let's
be
ask-
someone to ask, but I think we'll actually see them in the next part.
Yes. We're gonna meet Teo's favorite character in the next part, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Well, pretty much all these characters are equally likable, but I take a personal liking to that one because of its race.
Not just that, but I really like the economical puns.
Yeah, not just that. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, and don't worry, it's not a spoiler. But the society that gets shown after this particular air dungeon thing reflects a particular aspect of the medieval society of, well, tar medieval, let's just say between the 16th and the 17th century, so around that time. Where essentially it was after the classic Middle Ages with castles, knights, and everything, but before the Victorian one with fancy dresses. So it was kind of like a middle period in between with things that were stabilizing in all fronts. And around that time, societies had strong inputs on economy made mostly by trade, both thanks to the Americas and how people handle their economy. Yeah, we're supposed to do like that. There you go for the puzzle. These things were apparently more common. Well, obviously in European countries, but mostly in French, Britain, and the gajillion microstate that Italy, my country, was divided back then. But aside from that. And trust me when I say this, I'm not using this as a provocation, microaggression, everything. It kind of reflects the Jewish society back then. Because memes aside, because people want to use provocation and everything, the Hebrew tribes always have been good at the economic stuff due to necessity itself, essentially due to the conservativeness of their religion. They always aimed at higher position and studied, subjects that were actually really useful for progressing civilizations back in the day. And the economy was one of these. So essentially, every you've seen like bankers, lawyers, all that stuff. Shakespeare even wrote a poem about it, like the Merchant of Venice. So essentially, they were a big part of things in the daily life of everyone, and I think this game kind of references that in that kind of way, but not in an offensive way at all. It just presents things like they were back in the day. Of course, it's romanticized a bit for the sake of some of the characters, but nowhere near as far as something of it. And it took effect because no one actually got offended by this, honestly.
Not really, no.
It's,
I don't really see why anyone would yet.
It's the 2017's the internet year, like current year, just say, because this came out in 2014.
They'll come up with, they get up every morning and say, okay, what should I be offended about?
There we go.
tumble.
Tombola.
Bye.
Speaking of tumbling,
I think the dialogue sheet will have now is with I forgot his name.
Rubella.
No, she had with Rubella, I think, before. Ah, there you go, Finn.
I'm Finn. Nice to fight
Wait, when did she
beside
speak
you.
with Rubella?
I think before while I was talking.
How adorable! A garden dwarf!
No.
Thank you kindly, miss. He likes it too.
I guess it's for the better, then.
What's a garden dwarf?
It's like that joke in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. What's a rodent? Is it better?
Must be the door to a garden.
Yeah, let's go with that one. Orf.
Orf? Okay.
Okay. Tumbled ruby. Yay. Alright, let's... Well, Rubella has any skills I can...
Yeah, I'm looking back. I don't see any talk of between Rubella and Norah. Maybe it's just random.
I guess it's chosen randomly, just like you said, Jova. It's weird because in my run, if I recall correctly, my run, every new party member talks specifically with all of them fight.
It's random too. It's actually random. Sometimes they talk, sometimes they don't. It's random.
Kind of
Weird.
bugs me how some games like Project Crossum 2 for some reason have... Okay,
well,
I get
in that game, Jova, there's like a gajillion characters, and they're associated with different combinations thanks to the assist system.
No.
They're bound to need interactions also based on their respective series.
I get that, but it's just like, well, for some reason, with some combinations of free, there isn't even a point where all three of them talk. Is weird.
Yeah.
Oh!
Alright, everybody.
I didn't know you knew about that series too, Pedro.
Well, I've heard of it. Anyway.
Nice.
Alright, everybody. So that was European history with Teo. Tune in next time for...
Well, when we'll actually see them.
Yes. See you, everybody.
Bye.